Before taking his own life on April 30th, 1945, Adolf Hitler and his longtime companion, Eva Braun, destroyed all their documents and photographs. He wanted to erase every trace of his personal and political life. For many years, no one knew what truly happened inside the Führerbunker before his death. Decades later, however, new details surfaced thanks to French officer Commandant Raymond Rose and a private tutor who uncovered political and personal documents belonging to Hitler. These papers revealed a more detailed picture of his final moments and the atmosphere in the bunker. The discovery raised several long-standing questions. What was life like underground? Why did Hitler marry Eva Braun just a day before his suicide? Who among his closest aides betrayed him? When exactly did he decide to end his life? And how did the Allies confirm that the body found was really his? After Hitler's death, everyone wanted to see the place where it happened. On November 25, 1945, Commandant Rose entered the bunker. Descending 26 steps, he reached a dark, grim room filled with scattered papers, broken furniture, and melted candle wax. Among the debris, he found documents that shed new light on Hitler's final days, showing that he remained steadfast in his beliefs until the end and sought some sense of victory even in death. By mid-April 1945, Hitler's dream of a Nazi empire ruling the world had collapsed. Once considered a powerful force that defied the West, his regime was now on its last breath. Berlin, the city he envisioned as his imperial capital, lay in ruins. Bombs from the Allied forces rained down constantly, and the Red Army was closing in from just 100 kilometers away. Hidden beneath Berlin, near the Brandenburg Gate, Hitler's bunker, known as the Führerbunker, was built 7 meters underground. Designed by his architect Albert Speer, it was heavily reinforced and bomb-proof. Originally constructed in 1936, it was further strengthened in 1943 and 1944 as air raids intensified. The underground maze contained narrow corridors and small rooms that gave a feeling of suffocation. Hitler's private quarters included 3 rooms, one of which served as a meeting room for his daily military briefings. Eva Braun had a small adjoining room, and they shared a bathroom. Life inside the bunker was bleak. Thick concrete walls, constant darkness, and the cold, damp air created an oppressive atmosphere. The mechanical ventilation system's loud humming added to the psychological strain. By then, Hitler's health had sharply declined. He suffered from Parkinson's disease, which caused constant tremors in his left hand. To conceal this, he often kept his hand in his pocket or positioned it carefully. Witnesses described his face as pale, aged, and exhausted, and even his personal doctor, Theodor Morell, could do little more than give daily vitamin and glucose injections to keep him functioning. Distrust defined Hitler's character, and in his final days, paranoia consumed him. He suspected that his generals might betray him, and eventually one did. While many sought escape as Soviet forces closed in, Eva Braun chose to stay. She had been Hitler's mistress for 13 years, and though never publicly acknowledged as his wife until the end, she refused to leave his side. Letters later found revealed her unwavering devotion and loneliness. In one, she wrote, "This place is very scary, but I am happy here because Hitler is with me." Outside the bunker, Berlin had become a war zone. The city was under relentless bombardment, and the Red Army was fighting German forces just a few kilometers away. Despite having about 900 tanks and 500,000 soldiers, Germany's defenses were collapsing. The 1,000-year Reich Hitler dreamed of was crumbling in a matter of days. Civilians hid in basements, while Nazi propaganda still blared over the radio in a desperate attempt to maintain morale. A few days before Hitler's death, another crisis erupted. Hermann Göring, head of the Luftwaffe and one of Hitler's oldest allies, tried to seize power. Believing that Hitler was trapped and unable to lead, Göring sent a telegram requesting permission to take control of the government. When Hitler read it, already in a fragile state of mind, he flew into a rage. He stripped Göring of all his titles, labeled him a traitor, and cut him off completely. As the Red Army surrounded Berlin, Hitler's world closed in. In the dim bunker beneath the shattered city, surrounded by loyalists, fear, and despair, he prepared for the end that would mark the fall of the Nazi regime.